Thank y'all for tuning in. It's Sunday, end of April. I had 2 customers call that said they were out of water, and I'm headed there now to see what we find. We're here at the first job, and we've went into the house, checked the pressure tank. I've got 240 volts at all 4 terminals on the contacts of the pressure switch. Came out here, took the wire nuts off of the wires, as you can see right there, and tested. I have 240 volts coming out here with no pump running and no amp draw. So there's either a broken wire or a bad pump. Be sure to always test your wires after the homeowner tells you to turn the power off, or you tell him to turn the power off. He flipped the main and it did not turn the power off. So luckily I didn't touch it, and I tested it, still got 240, and he found out that there was another main outside of the house on the side of the house. So just to give you an idea of how we're pulling it out this morning, homeowner's golf cart, we've got some rope hooked to it. I've got my wheels here hooked onto the well casing, and got that ratchet strapped down so it doesn't break the casing, and it's curved right over, and we're just going to drag it on down the road. We are on the golf cart and we are pulling the pump, right? That's more or less what we do. Go nice and slow, have someone out at the well. Someone's gonna holler and let you know when to stop. All right, so we've got the pump completely pulled out, stretched out. Now we're gonna go back to the other end. So we found one splice in the pipe, so we're probably being at the depth that it is, over 250 feet. And we come right here, we see a splice in the wire. We're gonna go ahead and replace the wire and replace the pipe, because we don't want to put it back in with it looking like that. If we come down here, you can kind of see how the wire, how it loops out like that, how it's kind of slack, and there's another spot right there above the pump. Those are all potential areas for the wire to rub on the sidewall of the well. And what will happen is you'll have exposed copper, and the jacket will no longer be there. See, look, just like that. That's why taping your wire to your pipe is so important. Here they use zip ties, and zip ties, they do not bond. They do not hold the wire to the pipe. It allows the wire to slip down. See, we got another one there. And the pump is a 98 model. So we're gonna go ahead and replace everything. And they have this little short half horsepower down at 250 feet. So it's gonna get updated, new pipe, new wire, new pump. Okay, so we've got the pump put back in the well. We've got it all hooked up, wire nutted together. Got double 90s here because the pipe was stressed. So we wanted to take the stress off the pipe. And right now we're going to let the garden hose run for about 20 minutes. Since we stirred up the water in the well, we want to get all of the sediment that we stirred up pumped out of a garden hose before we send it to any toilets or sinks. So I got the pump all changed out, and when you go to do this, if you choose to do it yourself, there's a few things you want to look at. You want to look at the code date on the pump, and you want to look at the pressure rating of your pipe, whether it's 100 psi, 125, or 160. Now, everything within the last 10 years is either 160 or 200 psi. That's going to be your black roll pipe. Another thing to look for is your wire. Make sure your wire is properly sized for the horsepower of the pump and the distance of the wire from the house all the way to the bottom of the well. So 9 times out of 10 you're going to use a 12-2 wire, or a 12-3 if you have a 3-wire pump, but most of the wells nowadays are 2-wire pumps, and all you need is 12-2 with the ground. So always inspect your wire, and if you do need to, while it's already out, go to Lowe's, buy you some 1-inch black roll, 160 psi or 200 psi. Make sure you buy brass or stainless steel fittings, and always put 2 stainless steel clamps over every fitting, especially the ones at the pump and especially the ones on the top of the well seal. You always want to double it up, that way you double your safety factor. So before you put your old system back in, just because it's working, if your pump is older than 15 years, you might as well replace it unless you want to be doing it again in a few years. And inspect your wire and inspect your pipe. Those are kind of the 3 things I look for. In this instance, the pipe had been spliced in one area and the wire had been spliced in one area. What they did, they didn't have enough water in the well, so they lowered the pump another 100 feet. They spliced it with a plastic fitting. The plastic fitting, when I pulled it out, it broke, and that could be potentially what could happen in the well. So you never really want to splice. If you ever do have to splice your pipe, always double clamp it, and always go and buy you a brass or a stainless steel black roll inline. Well, thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoy my videos. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want to see any more videos. Thank y'all for watching. Have a good day.